There's something undeniably exciting about the idea of driving a car so rare, so unique, that it feels more like a legend than a reality. Rare cars have an almost mythical status in the automotive industry, objects of fascination not just because of their scarcity, but because of the stories they tell, the groundbreaking design they represent, and the rich histories that accompany them. Join us in this video as we review 10 insanely rare cars you won't believe exist. Number 10. 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing.
This is probably the most legendary Mercedes of all. This was the McLaren F1 of its day. They always called the Miura the first supercar, and I understand that, but this one I think certainly deserves that title as well.
The 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing is a car that truly needs no introduction. It stands as one of the most iconic vehicles in automotive history, combining groundbreaking design with engineering feats that were light years ahead of its time. With its distinct gullwing doors that seem to defy logic, the 300 SL has earned a reputation not only as a supercar, but as a work of art. First things first, those doors. The gullwing doors are the very first thing that anyone notices about the 300 SL, and they're not just there for show. These were a necessary design feature at the time, as the 300 SL space frame was so strong that traditional doors wouldn't have worked. The unique hinge mechanism allowed for easy access even in tight spaces, and they've since become a symbol of this vehicle's status. The 300 SL was powered by a 3-liter inline-6 engine that produced around 215 horsepower. Not huge by today's standards, but impressive for the 1950s. This allowed the 300 SL to hit a top speed of 161 miles per hour, a jaw-dropping figure at the time. It could go from 0 to 60 in just 8.8 seconds, making it one of the fastest cars of its era. What made it even more remarkable was the fuel injection system developed by Mercedes-Benz, which was the first time fuel injection was used in a production car. On top of that, the space frame construction, where the body was bolted to a lightweight but super strong frame, was another groundbreaking feature. This innovation allowed for both speed and durability, something that wasn't commonly seen in sports cars at the time. The suspension system was also ahead of its time, designed to provide better handling on both the road and racetrack. Essentially, the 300 SL was the first supercar that combined high-end performance with sophisticated engineering. The 300 SL was originally built as a race car, intended for the 1952 Carrera Panamericana in Mexico, a grueling road race through mountainous terrain. The car's incredible performance in the race led to Mercedes-Benz deciding to build a street version, which was unveiled in 1954. Mercedes-Benz produced only 1,400 units between 1954 and 1957, making it a rare collector's item today. A big part of its rarity comes from the fact that the 300 SL was the first of its kind, an early supercar that combined technological innovation with design beauty. Number 9. 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. The 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO is a car that doesn't just turn heads, it leaves everyone in awe. Known as one of the most legendary and sought-after Ferrari models, the 250 GTO is the very definition of sports car excellence. If you think of Ferrari at its finest, this is the car that should come to mind. Sleek, powerful, and undeniably beautiful. The 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO wasn't just a showstopper in terms of looks. It was built for speed, precision, and racing glory. Under the hood, the GTO featured a 3-liter V12 engine, designed by Ferrari's in-house engineer Colombo. This engine churned out around 300 horsepower, which may not sound as mind-blowing today, but back in the early 1960s, it was impressive. The car could reach a top speed of 174 miles per hour and accelerate from 0 to 60 in just 6.1 seconds, impressive numbers that made it a force on both the road and racetrack. But it wasn't just about the power, it was also about the design. The GTO's lightweight body was crafted from aluminum, which helped it achieve remarkable handling and maneuverability. The car's low center of gravity and impeccable suspension made it a dream to drive, whether on the open road or on the racetrack. It dominated motor racing events such as the Tour de France Automobile and Le Mans, cementing its legacy as a racing icon. The 250 GTO was more than just a beautiful machine. It was proof of Ferrari's commitment to innovation and engineering mastery. Designed to compete in the GT racing class, Ferrari's engineers used their years of racing experience to craft a car that was both aesthetically pleasing and incredibly fast. The result was a car that raised the bar for sports car design and performance, one that would go on to dominate races and become the stuff of legend. The 250 GTO is the rarest of the rare. This Ferrari has been the subject of some mind-blowing auction sales. In 2018, a 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO, chassis number 3413, sold for an astonishing $48.4 million at auction, making it one of the most expensive cars ever sold at that time. This price tag highlights the extreme rarity and demand for the 250 GTO. Only 36 units were ever made. Given its limited production, high-performance specs, and deep connection to Ferrari's history, the 250 GTO has remained untouchable in the world of rare cars. If you're lucky enough to spot one at an event or auction, consider yourself part of a select group of people who get to witness a piece of automotive history in person. Number 8. 1937 Talbot Lago T150 CSS Teardrop Coupe. When you think of automotive beauty, the 1937 Talbot Lago T150 CSS Teardrop Coupe is likely one of the first cars that should come to mind. This car isn't just a vehicle, it's an art piece on wheels. The Talbot Lago is known for its incredible elegance, innovative engineering, and historical significance. What makes the Talbot Lago truly stand out is its futuristic aerodynamic design. The sleek teardrop shape was revolutionary for its time. Influenced by the graceful curves of aeronautical engineering, the smooth flowing lines weren't just for aesthetics, they were designed to reduce drag and enhance speed. Much like the designs of aircraft at the time, it was a fusion of form and function, with the body shape allowing for faster performance and improved fuel efficiency. The T150 CSS was not just about looking good on the road. This aerodynamic design was a direct result of the collaboration between Talbot Lago's founder, Antonio Lago, and renowned French engineer Jean Audrou. The car's graceful lines and rear-end tapering to a point were considered avant-garde for 1937, making the T150 CSS a car ahead of its time in terms of both styling and performance. The Talbot Lago T150 CSS was powered by a 4-liter inline-6 engine, which produced around 140 horsepower. While that number may not seem like much today, in the 1930s this was an incredible feat. The car's performance was both smooth and powerful, capable of achieving impressive speeds for its era. Additionally, the car's independent front suspension and rigid rear axle gave it a comfortably stable ride, while still maintaining the kind of handling that would turn heads on both race courses and city streets. The car's design was not only about the body, but about the fine-tuning of its features. From the chrome accents to the custom leather upholstery, every detail was meticulously built. The car even featured deep sweeping fenders and headlights that almost seemed to float above the body, enhancing its futuristic aesthetic. For its time, the T150 CSS was as close to perfection as one could get. What makes the Talbot Lago T150 CSS even more extraordinary is how incredibly rare it is. Only 14 units were ever built, making it one of the rarest cars in automotive history. Over the years, a few of the original cars have disappeared into private collections, leaving only a handful in existence today. Number 7. 1935 Duesenberg Model SSJ Speedster.
That's the sound of $22 million. This 1935 Duesenberg SSJ just sold at a Gooding & Company auction for $22 million. making it the most expensive American car ever sold at auction.
When discussing rare, extravagant cars that defined an era, the 1936 Duesenberg SSJ Speedster stands in a league of its own. It was a rolling declaration of power, wealth, and prestige. With its jaw-dropping performance, unparalleled luxury, the SSJ is one of the rarest and most sought-after cars in the world. The SSJ Speedster was essentially a high-performance variant of the already legendary Model SJ. It was powered by a supercharged straight-8 engine that produced an astonishing 400 horsepower. This immense power propelled the car to speeds of 140 miles per hour, making it the fastest production car of its time. To put that into perspective, this was in an era when most family sedans could barely reach 60 miles per hour. A collaboration between Duesenberg and designer Gordon Burig, the SSJ featured a shorter 125-inch wheelbase compared to the standard Model SJ, giving it a sportier and more aggressive stance. Its styling was breathtaking, with sweeping fenders, bold chrome accents, and a distinctive two-tone paint job that emphasized its sporty yet elegant nature. The car also sported side-mounted exhaust pipes, giving it a race-ready look while roaring with a commanding presence. Only 2 SSJs were ever built, and they were specially commissioned for 2 of the biggest stars of the golden age of cinema, Gary Cooper and Clark Gable. Gary Cooper's SSJ, painted in a striking silver over gray, was as charismatic as the man himself. Known for his love of fast cars, Cooper's ownership of the SSJ added to the car's mystique. Meanwhile, Clark Gable, another lover of fine automobiles, received the second SSJ in a stunning beige over green finish. These cars weren't just transportation. They were symbols of status, glamour, and success, reflecting the larger-than-life personas of their owners. The SSJ also stood out for its exclusivity. Unlike other Duesenbergs, which were already rare and built to order, the SSJ's ultra-limited production made it an instant legend. In 2018, Gary Cooper's SSJ Speedster made headlines when it sold for a staggering $22 million at auction, becoming the most expensive American car ever sold. This record-breaking sale reaffirmed the SSJ's status as the ultimate collector's item. Number 6. 1971 Lamborghini Miura SV.
What we have here is a 1971 Lamborghini Miura P400 SV with coachwork by Bertone. The Miura SV is in excellent condition with very limited mileage. It comes with a second set of wheels and tires. The original wheels and tires come with the car. Additionally, it comes with a rare toolkit, manuals, and even the stamped warranty card. They're beautiful to look at, low production, super exciting, everything great about an Italian sports car.
The 1971 Lamborghini Miura SV is arguably one of the greatest supercars to ever leave the gates of Lamborghini's legendary factory, St. Agata Bolognese. When you think of 1970s supercars, the Miura SV is probably one of the first names that pops into your mind. It's a game changer, an icon, and a car that helped establish Lamborghini's reputation for extreme performance and striking design. Miura SV was powered by an extremely powerful V12 engine that produced 385 horsepower. The mid-engine layout helped balance the car's weight distribution, giving it incredible handling and cornering abilities. The engine's high-revving nature and intense performance made it a true track star, but it was also more than capable of turning heads on the streets. The Miura SV was designed by the famed Marcello Gondini of Bertone, and its lines are still revered as one of the most beautiful in the history of automotive design. With its low, wide stance and the iconic scissor doors, the Miura captured the imagination of car lovers everywhere. The Miura SV's design language and engineering set the foundation for future Lamborghini models, including the Countach and Diablo. It was the car that defined the company's commitment to performance, style, and innovation. The Miura SV was far more than just a supercar. It was a blueprint for what Lamborghini would become. Only 150 Miura SVs were ever produced, making it an incredibly rare piece of automotive history. Its limited production, combined with its status as one of the most iconic Lamborghini models, has turned the Miura SV into a prized collector's item. Number 5. 1948 Tucker 48. 1948 Tucker 48 is one of the most fascinating what-if stories in automotive history. A car that was ahead of its time, yet only existed in limited numbers. Designed by Preston Tucker, this car represented a bold step into the future, featuring a slew of innovations that are now common but were revolutionary in the late 1940s. The Tucker 48 was designed to be a safety-first car that offered features far beyond what was available at the time. It came equipped with a safety canopy, a one-piece windshield that could be used as an escape route in case of emergency, a revolutionary idea for the era. Additionally, the car featured an adjustable steering column and a center headlight that would turn with the steering wheel to illuminate corners, a feature that has since become standard in many modern vehicles but was nothing short of groundbreaking in the 1940s. Preston Tucker's vision for the 48 went beyond safety features. It was also about design and performance. The car featured a sleek, aerodynamic body that was stylish for the time, with flowing curves and a low profile. The Tucker 48 was powered by a 6-cylinder engine that produced around 166 horsepower, giving it impressive performance for its time. Its combination of luxury, style, and technological advancement made the Tucker 48 a visionary creation that could have changed the industry forever. Preston Tucker's dream for the Tucker 48 was not just about creating a better car, it was about revolutionizing the entire auto industry. He had big ideas that didn't just focus on performance, but also safety and affordability for the average American consumer. But his plans were met with fierce resistance from the established auto giants, such as General Motors and Ford, who saw him as a threat. Some believe that political and corporate pressure played a role in the collapse of his company. Tucker faced accusations of fraud and mismanagement, though many believed these charges were a result of the big corporations' desire to shut him down. Due to the controversy surrounding the company and the financial troubles that ultimately led to its demise, only 51 Tucker 48s were ever produced. Of those, only a fraction remain in existence today, making the Tucker 48 one of the rarest classic cars in the world. Number 4. 1931 Bugatti Royale Kellner Coupe. Bugatti Royale Kellner Coupe is a symbol of ultimate luxury, one of the most luxurious cars ever created, and it was designed with the world's elite in mind. When you think of luxury cars, the Bugatti Royale is the epitome of excess, power, and grandeur. This was a car meant for royalty and heads of state, not the average consumer. Its exorbitant price and extravagant design made it a car few could even dream of owning, even among the wealthiest of society. The Bugatti Royale featured a 12.7-liter engine, which was the largest and most powerful engine of its time. This immense power allowed the Royale to reach top speeds that were unheard of in the 1930s. With a remarkable 200 horsepower, this car could cruise effortlessly at speeds well over 100 miles per hour, a feat unimaginable for most of its contemporaries. Every aspect of the car's design, from its glistening chrome finishes to its leather interiors, was a perfect description of luxury. The Kellner Coupe body style, in particular, was a masterpiece, featuring an elegant long hood, sweeping fenders, and an exquisite spoke wheel design. The attention to detail in every corner of the car was nothing short of perfection, with rich leather upholstery, handcrafted wood trim, and polished brass fittings. At the time, the Bugatti Royale was priced at a jaw-dropping $43,000, a sum so high that even kings and noble families balked at that price. It was so expensive that only 6 were ever built. The car's insane price and the Great Depression, which began shortly after its release, made the Royale an unsellable luxury. It became a collector's car before it even hit the road, leaving Bugatti with unsold inventory. Bugatti's ambitious dreams were ultimately thwarted by a world that was too poor to appreciate such a grandiose luxury. The Bugatti Royale Kellner Coupe is one of the rarest and most coveted luxury cars ever created, simply because only 6 were made. It's considered one of the most exclusive automobiles in the world, with only a handful of them remaining today, mostly locked away in private collections or museums. Its rarity is a direct result of its massive price tag, the financial constraints of the time, and Bugatti's unfortunate timing. Number 3. 1967 Shelby Cobra 427. The 1967 Shelby Cobra 427 completely changed the playing field when it comes to performance. It was a game changer in the sports car and motorsports industry. The Shelby Cobra 427 was powered by a 427 cubic inch V8 engine, which produced a mind-blowing 485 horsepower. It could push the car to speeds of 160 miles per hour. To put it into perspective, in the 1960s, this was a car that could outpace almost anything on the road, while also delivering incredible acceleration and handling that made it a favorite in racing circuits. The 427 Cobra had an unmatched combination of engine power and lightweight construction, making it an unstoppable force on and off the track. The Cobra's racing success was legendary. It had a fierce rivalry with other iconic cars, especially with the Ferrari 250 GTO, and became a symbol of Shelby's performance-driven philosophy. The Cobra was designed to dominate racing and did so with wins at Le Mans and SCCA events, cementing its reputation as one of the most feared competitors in motorsports during the 1960s. Carroll Shelby's partnership with Ford turned out to be a golden one, resulting in the 427, an even more aggressive and refined version of the original Shelby Cobra 289. During Le Mans in the 1960s, while the Ferrari 250 GTO dominated for several years, the Shelby Cobra's pure power and precision gradually overtook Ferrari's performance. In the early 1960s, a Shelby Cobra with a 427 engine competed fiercely against Ferrari, showing the world that American engineering was just as capable as its European counterparts. Only 31 units of the 1967 Shelby Cobra 427 were ever built, making it an incredibly rare car. Number 2. 1954 Mercedes-Benz W196. The 1954 Mercedes-Benz W196 is a car that combines the prestige of Formula One racing with the luxury and innovation that Mercedes-Benz is known for. The W196 is unique not only because it was a Formula One car, but also because it was adapted to become a street-legal car, a rare feat that is still talked about in automotive circles today. The Mercedes-Benz W196 was powered by a 2.5-liter straight-8 engine that produced 290 horsepower and could reach a top speed of 170 miles per hour, a phenomenal feat for a car of its era. As part of the Mercedes-Benz entry into Formula One, the W196 dominated the racetracks in the 1950s. Juan Manuel Fangio, one of the most successful drivers of all time, drove the W196 to several victories in the Formula One World Championship. The W196 had groundbreaking fuel injection systems and independent suspension, both of which were incredibly advanced for its time. The W196's performance wasn't just limited to Grand Prix tracks. During the 1954 Carrera Panamericana, one of the world's most challenging road races, the Mercedes-Benz W196 once again showcased its prowess, defeating competitors from all over the globe. This victory helped solidify Mercedes-Benz's reputation as a leader in engineering and performance. Only 10 units of the Mercedes-Benz W196 were ever sold, and even fewer are still in existence today. Due to its racing success, unique status as a street-legal Formula One car, and limited production, the W196 has become one of the most sought-after collector cars in the world. It has set world records at auctions, with prices reaching millions of dollars for any surviving examples. Number 1. 1955 Jaguar D-Type. The 1955 Jaguar D-Type is not just a car. It's a racing legend that helped define the glory years of Le Mans. Known for its sleek design, speed, and engineering innovation, the D-Type was one of the most successful race cars of its era. It's not just a car you admire from afar, it's a piece of history that won Le Mans and proved that British engineering could compete with the best. The Jaguar D-Type was a dominating force at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, With its powerful 3.4-liter straight-six engine and distinctive monocoque body design, it won 3 consecutive victories at Le Mans from 1955 to 1957, an achievement that has made it one of the most successful race cars in history. The D-Type's performance on the track was nothing short of extraordinary, and helped establish Jaguar as one of the most respected names in the world of motorsport. The D-Type's design was revolutionary, featuring aerodynamic curves and a lightweight aluminum body that made it both faster and more maneuverable than many of its competitors. The car's advanced rear suspension and streamlined shape helped it break speed records and dominate endurance races. With its low-profile stance and aggressive look, the D-Type was a race car built for victory. In 1955, the D-Type made its Le Mans debut, and it immediately captured the spotlight. After suffering from mechanical issues, the car's engineers made quick fixes, allowing the car to finish second overall, an impressive achievement for a car that was just getting started. By 1956 and 1957, the D-Type would dominate, winning first place at Le Mans in those years and proving itself as one of the finest machines ever built. Only 75 Jaguar D-Types were ever made, making it one of the rarest and most sought-after classic cars in existence. The combination of its success at Le Mans, its engineering innovations, and its limited production makes the D-Type a truly impressive car. Which of these insanely rare cars would you love to take for a spin, and why? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.